Hi, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. I'm glad to have you guys. So how's everybody doing? How's everybody's summer been going? I know the temperature for me where I'm at right now, it's been actually quite decent and not been so hot out. I've been able to actually sit out and enjoy myself. So this story today that I'm getting into, it's been all over social media. I think I seen it a little while ago, maybe a couple weeks ago. I know it's different from what I usually cover, but I just want to put out there that I really do want to put my respect out for officers, police officers. I want to put respect out for the actual prison officers that have to be in the prisons and they have to deal with the prisoners and the inmates. There's a lot going on in there, I'm sure, that we don't even know about. Manipulation, there's evil people, there's potential evil people. Much respect for sure. One thing that I haven't heard a lot of is about the relationship part of the inmate and the officer, the prison officers. I haven't heard a lot about that. I've heard a few things here and there on the news, but the female population for officers has actually went up and the female officers, they have actually, them being fired has actually went up too. So we have a Linda DeSousa Abreu, 30 years old. She was a female officer in a prison. She just started 2024 and she went to one of the biggest prisons in the UK that you could work at, the most crowded, and it was an all-men's prison. Linda has been married since 2018 and she actually has a daughter in this marriage. And she was a personal trainer at one point, and then she goes on to do a documentary with her husband, and this documentary was about relationships and how to push a relationship, and I think it kind of turned into them having an open relationship because it had to do with other relationships on this documentary. So after this documentary, she starts her own business with OnlyFans, and she's supposed to be successful with this and seemed happy. She's got it to where she had her personal trainer. She was on that documentary with her husband. She is now having her own business. Well, things changed and she became a prison guard. Now, why she became a prison guard, it's not really explained. The friend's family, they didn't really give a response for that. Just that she became a prison guard. And some of them say maybe it's because of the staffing, which would make sense because there's a lot of staffing issues that still go on. And I'm sure part of it is because of, COVID. Everybody's used to being at home. It just is what it is. Linda just may have wanted a change in scenery. So on June 27th of this year, a viral video comes out with Linda and an inmate, 36-year-old Linton Wyrick, and an intimate video recorded by another inmate that was actually in the cell recording Linda and Linton. Linton is in prison for theft and had served time before for dangerous driving, no license or insurance, and another incident that happened with a police officer. He has a pregnant girlfriend waiting at home for him. That poor woman, I really do feel for her. I can only imagine what she feels when she goes on social media and she sees her boyfriend and an officer being intimate on social media. It went viral, so obviously she had to have seen this. I can't imagine how she felt. Linda was actually arrested at the airport when she was trying to leave to go see relatives, around the same time that this video goes viral. But anyways, she gets arrested, and after she gets arrested, she calls in to the prison that she was working at, and she says that she's not going to be coming into work. So she pretty much says, I'm quitting. I mean, might as well, since, you know, you're going to be getting fired pretty much. Linda had pled guilty for 1 count of misconduct in a public office setting. She did get bail, but was not allowed to have her passport, internationally travel documents, and is not allowed to enter any UK travel ports. And she also does have a curfew. They said that she was an enthusiastic participant. They, meaning the prosecution, said this, so clearly she was not forced to do this video. There's some things that have come out that have said that a lot of her personal information was leaked out, that she was having trouble with her marriage and she was having trouble at work. So potentially maybe getting blackmailed by the inmates. Linda claims that this video, it wasn't planned, that it wasn't for her becoming viral, for her becoming monetized, that it had nothing to do with that, that this was just a bad mistake, just something that went very bad.
That you do not know my side of the story. The media has a great way of getting a narrative and twisting it for its own benefit. The media love any story to be salacious and sensational, and they sensationalize everything. You don't know my side of the story, and we'll leave it as that for now. Actually, no, whilst I'm here, this also has to be addressed. Whilst I'm here, you don't know who has you, you don't know who your real friends are until shit hits the fan. Honest to God, family, friends, you need to pick them very carefully. Very carefully. Obviously everybody knows my mobile phone number was leaked. There has been people going behind my back. The media have literally been following me everywhere. I can't even go into Greggs or Primark without getting papped. It is very annoying. A lot of the time it's people who you thought had your back and they just don't. And that's been really heartbreaking. On top of all of this, on top of everything, that's been really heartbreaking too. So that's just advice for everybody to pick.
Linda has sentencing November 2024 of this year, and what can be with this is a sentence of life in prison. I'm not saying that it is going to happen, but because this is in the UK, it's a little different from America. So we as in saying life sentence is a little different from the UK saying life sentence. I guess that Linda's husband said that he was shocked about this situation, that he had no idea that Linda was doing any of this, but that they are working on their marriage. I want to point out, though, that the documentary that they were on together made it to where they had an open relationship. Now, I don't know if that means that they had an open relationship only at that point in time in their marriage, or if it's completely open. It's kind of a question there for me. I mean, why would he admit this? Because then it looks bad on him. That he said, yeah, no, I'm fine with you doing this. That's fine. You can do that. We have an open marriage. It's all right. The inmate that is in this viral video with Linda, he says that it is not his fault, that this is Linda's fault, that he feels bad for it, but it is not his fault. That because she's the one that gave it up, that she's the one that wanted to do this. And as far as any more punishment for this inmate, he's not getting any. He is just dealing with what he had the first time when he was in there to begin with. So this story, it kind of reminds me of another story, but the only reason why it reminds me of it is because it's an inmate and it's a prison guard. So I think this happened either last year or, you know, it happened a couple years ago. But do you guys remember the story about the inmate that escapes because the prison guard woman, she's retiring, and she helps this inmate escape. And they go off and they run off, and then the lady, she ends up actually losing her life, but the inmate, he gets caught finally, and he is now still in prison. If you guys have heard about that story, let me know. I don't know the full like story. I know the story, but like I don't know the full details of it. So let me know what you guys know about it. Definitely let me know. So my opinion about this, I feel like she messed up. I do. But I don't know if the life in prison thing is really for her. I think maybe she just should not work in a prison ever again. Maybe not work with people. I don't know. Also, and this is how I feel, my opinion, I'll remind you. I feel like because this happens too much, and it happens with men and women in the prison, inmates, prison guards, it's actually very common, apparently. We just don't hear about it. At least I don't really hear about it. I only hear here and there things. But having the same gender in the prison, I think, is actually safer. Because then nothing like that is going to happen. At least with the opposite. It's not going to happen. Yes, I'm sure it can happen. It's, you know, female on female, male on male. It could happen. Yeah. But we won't have this kind of thing getting out there anymore. Females should be with the females, and then the males should be with the males. I understand staffing issues go on, and there's nothing we can really do about that, and they try to make do, and that's, I feel like, why this happened. I feel like this is how Linda became a prison guard, because she was not a prison guard. She wasn't anywhere near being a prison guard. Just my opinion. I also wonder if the media, if she was really just trying to monetize her stuff. I wonder if she was just trying to make herself more popular, trying to make money off of it. I wonder if that's true. Or if I wonder if she was blackmailed because her information was leaked. Not giving her an excuse, not saying that this is right in any way, but I wonder if blackmail is anywhere close to this. If you guys are still here, thanks for sticking around. Always, as usual, I'm glad you're here. How do you guys feel about this? Let me know. Leave me a comment. Thanks for stopping by. You guys be safe out there. Don't talk to strangers.